Right now, bail has been set for the former Jefferson County deputy accused of plotting when she'd break into people's homes based on funeral services for their relatives.
And we are live in California, where the Badgers, the UW marching band, and of course fans are gearing up for the Rose Bowl.
Plus, the State Elections Commission decides to wait to hear from a higher court on whether tens of thousands of Wisconsin voter registrations should be removed from the rolls.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Eric Franke will join us from sunny California in just a bit. But after a stretch of unseasonably warm weather, today is an alert day for accumulating snow.
Jamie Perez is live in Wisconsin Dells to show us what the roads are looking like for your evening commute. Jamie?
Yeah, we're actually headed towards the heart of the Dells right now. It's definitely snowing here. About an hour ago when I last checked in, it was kind of teetering between flurries and snow, but now it's definitely snowing. You can still see some of the snow on the ground here as it starts to accumulate. Snow plows are out, salting the roads, which are getting a little bit more slippery as we go along here and from the increased precipitation. Of course, there's no crashes to report so far that we've seen, no major delays either. But what's going to really get you on your route if you have to drive in these conditions is the wind. It's really strong and it's really going to affect the visibility here. Even if there's not a lot of snow blowing, the wind is what's going to make that visibility a little bit tougher here. Roads are getting a little bit slippery here as we go along. If you've been on the roads today or even outside today, you know that the winds really have an impact on your car and your driving. So make sure to be extra careful around there. It pretty much looks like this, what you're looking at right now, all around the Sauk County area, which means it is heading towards Madison and it is around that commute time. So make sure to be extra careful on the roads. We will continue providing you updates on News 3 Now and at Channel3000.com. But for now, I'll toss it back to you in studio as we head back towards you.
Jamie, thank you. The Madison Streets Division says they have 32 plow trucks out on the roads tonight. They're salting and plowing main roadways, including metro bus routes and roads near schools and hospitals. 4 trucks will be sent out to residential neighborhoods to lay down sand.
So roads could be slippery for the drive tomorrow morning, as well as the snow continues to fall overnight. Let's turn it over with your first alert forecast with Dana Fulton, looking at how long that snow will stick around. Dana,
we are going to continue to see that snow creep further south, which means what we're seeing in Sauk County right now will be moving into Dane County here within the next about 30 to 40 minutes or so. Winter storm warnings to the north, winter weather advisories throughout southern Wisconsin. The main concern is our roads right now. That main band stretching through parts of Columbia into Dodge and Jefferson County, starting to see some in Jefferson County as well. For Dane County, the light snowfall is in the northwest corner. Flurries around the Madison area, but visibility has already been reduced quite a bit just within the last hour in Madison. And as you can see towards the Dells, down to just about 1.25 miles for that visibility. That's thanks to the wind as the snow is coming down. We'll take a closer look at the timing with the snow and accumulation totals in just a few minutes.
The Badgers are looking to win their 6th consecutive bowl game Wednesday against Oregon, and we have team coverage tonight.
Eric Franke is in Los Angeles, where a Badger pep rally is happening. But we start with Melissa Kim, who is outside Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, to tell us how the team is preparing. Hi, guys.
Yeah, hi guys. You know, the team, we had media day today for the team, but the Badgers, they haven't won a Rose Bowl since the year 2000. They lost 3 straight after that, but that was then. This is now. And head coach Paul Chryst, he has never lost a bowl game as head coach of the Badgers. So that means that this senior class, they also don't know what it's like to lose a bowl game. So what is it that makes them so successful in the postseason? Well, we asked Zach Bond, and he said you got to look to the top.
It starts with the coaches relaying the message that we're not here to be on vacation. We're here on a business trip, and then it has to be vocalized down through the seniors and the upperclassmen.
He has a different dynamic because he's played, recently. He was real recent, playing in the NFL and then playing here. So I think he could connect with us a little more on that level.
Now, earlier in that video, you saw Zach Bond. He is the Brown Deer, Wisconsin native who also is celebrating his 23rd birthday today. We'll have a lot more coming up from the Badgers on Media Day today, later on in sports. But for now, we're going to throw it about 15 miles a little bit from here to Eric Franke. He is live at LA Live with a lot of Badger fans. Hey there, Eric.
Talking season's about done.
Hey, Melissa, all's quiet there, but this place has been electric for the last couple of hours. That's Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, talking behind me as they wrap up this pep rally here. They're going to queue up, jump around just in time for the beginning of this live shot, but it's been a magnificent experience. I'm going to have my photographer, Brian Mesmer, turn around and get a shot of this crowd as they get ready to rock. This has been an unbelievable gathering for these fans. The stage has been filled with Barry Alvarez, Chancellor Becky Blank, players from previous Rose Bowl teams. We had a chance to talk to both Barry Alvarez about what the Rose Bowl means to Wisconsin fans and players, and also to Melvin Gordon, a current Los Angeles resident, about what it's like to have his former team in his new hometown.
Man, it's amazing, man. Just the memories and just leading up to it, you know, going to Disneyland and just spending time with your brothers before, you know, this might be your last road or this might be their last road. Man, it's an amazing experience. I still got pictures from us with James and all them boys. Man, it's just moments they'll never forget, but they'll really never forget it if they leave victorious.
This is the best. You know, I can't say it enough. Just the venue. There's no other venue like this in sport, and to get back on that field and to experience it again, I'm just happy that our current players and coaches have a chance to experience it.
Yeah, Barry Alvarez, 30 years ago this week, took the job here in Wisconsin. You'll remember he said, better get your tickets now because you won't be able to get them. 7 Rose Bowls now since then, and he's been to 9 himself. Always a special time, as Melissa mentioned today, Barry Alvarez's 73rd birthday. Badgers ready to rock here at LA Live.
Eric Franke and Melissa Kim live in California. Thank you both.
Go have some fun, Eric. Kevin Lewis, Melissa Kim, and Eric Franke will continue to bring you the latest from California ahead of the Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day. You can always stay up to date with what's going on in LA and Pasadena on our website, channel3000.com.
New information tonight on a body found in the Rock River. A spokesperson for Beloit Police says it does not appear the man's death is suspicious. A pedestrian spotted the body near the Portland Avenue Bridge just before 8 o'clock this morning. The Rock County Medical Examiner is still conducting an autopsy, and the man's identity has not been released. But again, a preliminary investigation finds his death is not connected to any crime. Investigators are releasing more information about a fatal crash in Manitowoc County that involved a deputy. Officials say Deputy Eric Ryle was trying to stop a vehicle that was speeding on the highway in Two Rivers last week Sunday. The driver, Forrest Springstube, died after his vehicle left the roadway and crashed. Law enforcement were unable to save him, and he died from neck and internal injuries. Deputy Ryle is on administrative leave.
Tonight, we're following the case of a former Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy who is accused of breaking into homes while people living there were attending funerals.
Gabriella Becerra shares more about the charges she faces.
A criminal complaint accuses Janelle Garricky of entering or attempting to enter homes of people she had reason to believe were not there, and in some cases using online obituaries to find dates and times of funeral service and entering the homes of surviving relatives during that time window. The criminal complaint listed 7 residences, including the late Lake Mills fire captain Chris Truman's. He was killed last New Year's Eve while helping a driver stranded on the Beltline in a snowstorm. Garricky and her attorney appeared in Jefferson County Court today, and the judge is requiring a $10,000 signature bond with conditions of no contact with victims or witnesses.
That charge is a Class F felony, and if you were convicted, which could subject you to a fine of not more than $25,000 or imprisonment for not more than 12 years, 6 months, or both. Do you understand the nature of that charge, ma'am, and the possible penalties?
Yes, Your Honor. The complaint goes on to say that if Garricky was confronted by someone, she would say she was there to complete a Facebook Marketplace transaction. Garricky waived her right for a preliminary hearing, and she is scheduled to be back in court in February.
New at 6, a Madison woman is facing charges for allegedly driving under the influence with her grandchildren in the car and crashing. Law enforcement found a car crashed into a tree on Sunday on Sherman Avenue on Madison's north side. Police say the driver, Sarah Johnson, was revived with Narcan in the hospital and admitted to taking methadone, oxycodone, and gabapentin earlier in the day. She said she was babysitting the children and went for a drive. The children were taken to the hospital and will all be okay. The youngest in the car was 10 months old. A Darlington man has been arrested on 10 counts of possession of child pornography. Law enforcement executed a search warrant at the home of 56-year-old Juan Velasquez Lopez. The DOJ Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and the FBI assisted with the investigation. Police say ICE has placed a detainer on Lopez. Currently, he's in jail.
Wisconsin voters whose registrations were challenged by a conservative law firm will stay on the voter rolls for now. Today, the Wisconsin Elections Commission deadlocked on whether to follow a judge's order to remove between 144,000 and 200,000 names from those rolls, that is, before a higher court can weigh in. Now, the affected voters are in heavily Democratic areas of Wisconsin. President Trump, you may remember, won the state by just over 22,000 votes in 2016, and we are expected to be a key battleground state in next year's presidential election as well. Speaking of President Trump, he will be in Milwaukee in a couple of weeks to host a campaign rally. That Keep America Great rally will be held Tuesday, January 14th at UW Milwaukee's Panther Arena. That's the same night as a Democratic presidential debate in Iowa. The president's chief operating officer says Mr. Trump is looking forward to returning to the Badger State to celebrate his message of promises made, promises kept.
Next at 6, a puppy is recovering after a witness says he was thrown from the window of a moving car. We'll have an update from Dane County Humane Society about how Kringle is doing now.
And there's more local news ahead. We're asking law enforcement how they are preparing to keep roads safe on New Year's Eve. We'll share their advice tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
A puppy that was injured after reportedly being thrown out of a moving car's window is recovering. According to Dane County Humane Society, a woman witnessed this happen on Park Street and rushed the puppy to UW-Madison's Veterinary Care Center. The 2-month-old puppy named Kringle had a fractured front right leg that was so severe it had to be amputated. Well, right now, Kringle is in the care of a foster family. When he fully recovers, he'll return to the Humane Society in search of a fresh start with a loving family.
You never know what's going to come in the doors, and on a random Sunday in December, this small puppy comes in needing help, and it's wonderful to be able to just immediately jump in and be able to help him.
Tonight at 10, we'll hear from a Monona business who is offering to make Kringle a prosthetic leg for free. A Milwaukee bar will have almost 50 guest bartenders tonight to support funeral costs for a woman killed in a hit and run on Christmas Eve. 36-year-old Jamie Hansen was a beloved bartender at Milwaukee Brat House. She was hit and killed by a driver while walking her 2 dogs. Police have located the vehicle involved, but are still looking for the driver. Tonight, the guest bartenders will participate in bar dice challenges with all tips and proceeds going to funeral costs. The bar also has $6,000 in donated gift cards plus silent auction items.
As the Badgers gear up for that big Rose Bowl game, there is a lot of work going into preparations for the 131st Rose Parade. Now, the New Year's Day tradition spans a 5.5-mile route filled with floral floats, marching bands, and equestrian teams. Volunteers are working almost around the clock, though, on decorations. It is a tedious process to glue on all the seeds, flowers, and even cooking herbs and spices onto the intricate floats.
We have tens of thousands of volunteers that will come through during the week, prepping the flowers, building the floats themselves, decorating. It really is a tremendous time-honored tradition.
Volunteers come from all over the world for all types of reasons. For some, it's an item on their bucket list. For others, it's going with a church group to spend time with one another. The parade starts at 10 a.m. Central on Wednesday, and the game kicks off at 4 o'clock. Well, Governor Tony Evers getting in on all of this as well. He has started a friendly wager with Oregon Governor Kate Brown ahead of the Rose Bowl matchup. He posted this photo to social media, betting a 6-pack of New Glarus Spotted Cow that the Badgers will take down the Ducks. Governor Brown tweeted back that she happily accepts his challenge and wagered back a bottle of Oregon wine.
I think that wine's going to taste awfully good. Just saying.
Nice.
Just ahead, more from Pasadena as the Badgers prepare to take on Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Melissa Kim is live next in sports.
From 50 degrees back to slick, snowy roads, Dana will tell us just how much accumulation we should expect by the morning. That's coming up in your First Alert forecast.
Don't miss
That light snow is starting to creep in now, so if you have any plans this evening, expect that accumulating snow to impact any driving that you may have to do. We will have a quiet start heading into next year, which is just right around the corner, and by the end of this week, heading into the next week, actually, it's going to be a little colder outside. So get ready for a drop in our temperatures. Here's a look at our high resolution Doppler. Gives us a closer look at what's actually falling to the ground. You can see this main band of snow starting to stretch into parts of northwestern Dane County. Some light flurries around Madison, but we're seeing a little more significant snowfall starting to move into Dane County. It's held off a little bit. The timing's kind of backed on up. In Rock County, you may see a few light flurries, but right now we really don't have anything around Janesville. Even in Stoughton, things do look pretty dry. Snowfall totals anywhere from 1 to 3 inches expected tonight for southern Wisconsin. Higher amounts, obviously, to the north, where they've been seeing the snow coming down for the last few hours. And it's going to stay a little more consistent overnight. 3 to 6 inches around the Dells, and for the northern portion of the state, 6 to 8 inches likely. But around Madison, again, 1 to 3, and that's coming overnight. That means there should be enough time in the morning to have the roads fairly cleaned up, but you might have to take an extra second or two to get the car cleaned off. One of those nice brusher scrapers. It won't take you too long, just a minute or two if you don't have the car hidden in a garage or a carport for tonight. Mostly cloudy skies with the snow sliding on through. Looking at about 10 o'clock tonight, still having snow coming down. It doesn't start to taper off until after midnight. So for tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the mid-20s. Everything that falls will stay for your New Year's Eve day. Temperatures are going to struggle to get above freezing in the afternoon. Even when that cloud coverage does clear out later in the afternoon around 4 o'clock, we're expecting a partly sunny sky. High temperatures again near freezing, so the snowfall stays even overnight for New Year's Eve night. Around midnight, looking into the start of 2020, temperatures will be near 20 degrees for midnight, dropping to the upper teens for those overnight lows. And New Year's Day, 6 a.m. we're close to 20, and then in the afternoon, those high temperatures in the mid-30s to start off 2020. So 32 the high for Wednesday. Breezy and a little cold outside, but that snow is going to wrap on up, so it won't be impacting anything that you have going on during the day for New Year's Day. Stays breezy through the rest of the week. By Thursday and Friday, temperatures will be in the 40s. So that rain event developing Thursday night and for Friday will just be rain. Temperatures are above freezing for your weekend. Right in the mid-30s on Saturday, still above average. Small chance for flurries developing at night and for Sunday, but it won't be a major snow event. And for next week, it's going to be a little colder outside. High temperatures will fall back into the mid to low 20s. That's a quick look at your forecast.
I'm Melissa Kim, live in Pasadena, California tonight, where we caught up with the Badger State natives on what it's like to represent your home state on such a big stage. That's coming up in sports. Stay tuned.
News.
Well, welcome back to Pasadena, California, where the sun is starting to set here outside of the iconic Rose Bowl Stadium. Now, today we had Media Day. That's where all the players and coaches get all official in their uniforms. They'll be wearing the white away jerseys, by the way, at the game. And they take their final pictures, and it's our last chance to talk to them before game day. Here's an idea of what it looks like. We were under this huge tent with the team starters and number 2 guys, and we had 30 minutes to talk to as many of them as we could. We, of course, had to hunt down the local guys from the state of Wisconsin, like Grantsburg native Leo Chanel. He and his brother John both on the team, and to represent a town of 1,300 people on this big stage is such a true honor.
Coming from a small town, we never thought we'd be here. We never even thought we'd get a college offer after our sophomore year. We didn't really know what to expect, but coming into the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, it's unreal. And being here with my brother, someone I looked up to all my life, I couldn't be more thankful than that, and you got to thank God for it too.
We also caught up with former Janesville Craig star Keanu Reeves. He told me that this is the first time he's ever been to California, and how cool it is because he didn't get to take a lot of trips growing up, so this whole experience has been surreal.
Not too many people from my high school got this opportunity. Not too many people that I know got this opportunity. So it's definitely a big step for me and my family, and I'm soaking it all in when I can.
I was going to say, have you kind of taken it all in yet? Can you believe you're here, or is that going to come after?
I mean, every day just driving down, seeing palm trees. I never really got a chance to travel as a young kid, so just seeing palm trees, it just makes me feel like I'm on vacation, but this is actually a business trip. But it's definitely a change, and I'm loving it right now.
That's Keanu Benton, of course. That Hollywood air kind of getting to me here. We're so close to them. Anyways, here's a look at what we have left on our final day. Tomorrow we'll hear from head coaches Paul Christ and Mario Cristobal for the last time before game day. And then after that, fans can take part in the Rose Bowl Bash. That'll be from 10 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And Charlotte, Danica, Dana, I know a lot of people have been talking about how do you want to end this decade? How do you want to start the new decade? Well, the Badgers have all said they want to start this new decade off with a Rose Bowl championship. Back to you.
All right, Melissa Kim reporting live from Pasadena. Thank you, Melissa.
All right, and Dana's here with the final check of your forecast.
So right now we do have light snowfall, mainly north of Madison, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches around Dane County, with higher amounts to the north tonight. Tomorrow, no snow coming down. It'll be partly sunny sky in the afternoon with high temps in the low 30s for your New Year's Eve and for New Year's Day. Also pretty quiet, just a little windy outside, high temps in the upper 30s.
All right, not bad.
No, not bad. And it's not Pasadena, but it's not
That's
bad.
That's true. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10.